Well, I'm inclined to share the blame for what happened yesterday equally. Trump was wrong. He didn't have his facts right. He clearly demonstrated his racist bias and so on. But what was Cyril Ramaphosa doing in the White House? Who sent him there? Who asked him to go there? What was his business in the White House? You see, our leaders, the African leaders, have to spend their efforts promoting African integration, African unity and development, rather than seeking the approval of leaders like Trump and countries like the United States of America. That's where the problem is. Cyril Ramaphosa is confused himself. There's too much fog in his head. He's unable to think properly. What did he go to the White House, the Oval Office, to look for? He should tell us. Why? Are you telling me that Cyril Ramaphosa did not know that this was Trump's position and that Trump was going to seek to embarrass him? We have all known over the last few months and so on, Trump actually granting asylum to persons he perceived as victims of land grab in South Africa. This has been public knowledge. And he walked into this trap with his eyes open and brain not working. He walked into this trap. Cyril Ramaphosa himself is an embarrassment to Africa. Leaders like him should not be pitied. They should be condemned in the strongest possible terms. You understand? So that's where I start from. Now, there's something which is very interesting. Donald Trump is looking for perpetrators of genocide in the world today and seeking to punish perpetrators of genocide. But he crosses his eye to Gaza and goes to South Africa. Amazing! You are looking for genocide today in the world and your focus is on South Africa and not Israel. In Gaza, more than 70,000 people, more than 70,000 people have been slaughtered. In how many years? 2 years.
20 months.
70,000 people have been slaughtered. 2/3 of them are women and children. Donald Trump doesn't see that. The United States of America is providing the weapons that are being used for the massacre in Gaza. It's not a problem for Donald Trump. Amazing, unbelievable. Look, and this is the problem that I have with some of the leaders in South Africa. You understand? As we speak, everybody or most people think that apartheid has come to an end. Has apartheid come to an end? There are places in South Africa today, as we speak, where blacks are not allowed to enter. There are places today in South Africa where blacks are not allowed to enter. And so Ramaphosa is presiding over this nonsense. He's presiding over it. You understand? And then he goes to the Oval Office in the White House. He allows himself to be bullied. And they say he's a nice diplomat. When you are being punched in the eye, and you sit down with your arms folded, you are not a nice diplomat. You are not a nice diplomat. And what happened in the Oval Office is as much an indictment on the Trump administration and its support for global racism and genocide as an indictment on Ramaphosa himself. He should explain to us, to the African people, why he went into an alliance with the Democratic Alliance. The Democratic Alliance. who is an offshoot of white minority rule in South Africa. He should explain to us. Why did he reject all the other offers available to him? Ramaphosa should be explaining to the people of South Africa and should be explaining to us. And stop playing the victim. He's not the victim. He's an ally of the perpetrator. That is what Ramaphosa is. What is this? What is this? Alhaji Inusef Husseini was talking about the Indian reservations in the United States of America. I had the privilege of visiting Mikusuki. Mikusuki in the south of the United States of America. My brother, it's a zoo. It's a zoo for human beings. I mean, the narrative is that they are keeping Indians in their natural environment. Listen to the construction. That they are keeping Indians in their natural environment. What they have done is to fence the area, Mikusuki. And the Indians live there, they farm, they fish, they engage in textile manufacturing and so on, using traditional methods and so on. And you pay money at the gate, just like you pay money at the Kumasi Zoo to go and see monkeys. That's the same thing you do there in Mikusuki. The United States of America is still keeping Indians in zoos. And it's talking about what? Genocide? Discrimination on the basis of race and so on? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. But you see, we have allowed this to happen. We have a task of uniting the African people and our allies around the world to build our societies, to confront poverty, to expand education, and so on. That is our task. Our task is not to please the United States of America or to please those countries. Today, as we speak in this studio, the United States under the leadership of Donald Trump is promising to buy Greenland. To buy! Can you believe it? They are going to buy, they want to buy Greenland. They want to buy Greenland. They want to take over Canada as the 51st state of the United States of America. This canal, Panama Canal, they want to take it over by force and so on. This is the president who is telling us about genocide in South Africa. He has no idea what he's talking about. I mean, I travel to South Africa on a regular basis. I mean, many times I go to South Africa, okay? You should go to a place like Bella Bella and see the large tracts of land owned by white farmers. The vast majority of lands in South Africa are still in the hands of the minority white settler community. The blacks are being denied access to land. Is that what he calls genocide? My goodness. Donald the Trump. But you see, Donald the Trump can happen anywhere in the world. And indeed, history has seen many of them, people like Donald Trump. We saw Bokassa in Africa. Saw Bokassa in Africa. We've seen the likes of Duterte and so on. You know, we've seen them. We should be careful in Ghana not to make the mistake of electing a Donald Trump. It is possible. No, I'm serious. I'm very serious.
It's true.
There are some of the people who are offering themselves for presidency, who see themselves as future presidents, will be worse than Donald Trump and Duterte. They will be worse. There's nothing in their head, not even cotton wool in their head. Nothing. No brain matter in their heads. And they're offering themselves as presidents in Ghana. We should be careful. I mean, in the last election, my brothers, in the last election, I was so shocked. I mean, I didn't believe that the elections were taking place in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. One of the presidential candidates His main message was that if he or she got elected, he would change the method of oath-taking in Ghana. And that elected and appointed officers would take oath with water bought by poor people. And I'm saying, my goodness, does she know the country she's talking about? How does that resolve our economic problems? How does that lead to the appreciation of the value of the city? How does that resolve the mess in cocoa marketing in the cocoa board? How does that lead to the expansion of education and so on? But all of these people are offering themselves for leaders for Ghana, and I think we should be very careful, including one who is going to take the sea from Jamestown to KJTR. That's it's okay.